Now we're going to get into how are the NFT that we created, the little NFT brand that we created, and how we got people like Mark Cuban and Beeple to own it, and then how we got our first sale on an NFT as well. Hey guys, the purpose of this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, and should not be construed as financial advice in any way.
We are not licensed financial advisors, and all opinions are ours and ours alone. There are risks involved in any investment.
Hey guys, it's Corey here.
I'm Spencer here, and we're with Positioning for Wealth, and today we're going to be showing you guys how to start an NFT brand.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we did is we actually created an NFT brand just to see the whole process in that, what it takes to actually do it. And we got a lot of success with it. As a matter of fact, we have our NFTs are owned by Mark Cuban and Beeple, and we actually were able to sell one of our NFTs.
Yeah, so what we did is we had to first transition our US dollar into a cryptocurrency, and that allowed us to go ahead and get everything set up. There is some initial investment, but we're going to be walking you guys through the process of how to take your money from the US dollar and go ahead and get it over into crypto, and what you guys need to think about when setting up your brand, and how you can start making sales yourself.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. We're going to switch over here to my computer screen. And so the first application that we're going to show you is Coinbase. Now, what's really awesome about Coinbase is, people think crypto and you have to do all this stuff into the back end of the dark web or something like that, but it's not the case at all. You just go to coinbase.com and you could sign up and create your own account and convert your US dollars into crypto.
Yeah, and a little bit of information about Coinbase. They're basically the industry standard at this point for a cryptocurrency exchange. They just got listed on the NASDAQ about 2 days ago, which I believe was April 19th. So yeah, they're the top of the line, and regulated. You have to sign up with your banking information, your social information, but they're a California-based company. So best place to really buy cryptocurrency right now. What sets Coinbase apart from other places to buy cryptocurrency like Robinhood or like PayPal, you actually own your crypto in this case. So if you want to transition your crypto to like a ledger, like an offline storage, you can do that, or transition to other wallets.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of people use applications like Robinhood, but you can't take your crypto off of Robinhood when you buy it. You just buy it and sell it back to Robinhood. And so with Coinbase, you could actually take it off. And there's other applications out there. If you do want to sign up for Coinbase, I do recommend that you click below in our affiliate link. If you do that and you deposit at least $100, you will get $10 in free crypto, and we get $10 as well. So it helps support our channel here. All right, so now that we are in Coinbase and logged in, if you once you set up your account, you can click here at the buy sell button in the upper right hand corner. When you click on that, it's going to have a pop-up where you can buy your Bitcoin. So you could put $10 worth of Bitcoin, and you're obviously buying Bitcoin. If you want to buy another crypto coin, you just click down here, and there's a bunch of different ones that are available to buy. And you do have to attach your bank, of course, and you hit this preview with buy. It tells you how much total Bitcoin you have and how much it will cost. So if you do $10, they take the fee out of that $10. So it will literally only charge you $10, but you could see about 99 cents worth of fees here, and then you'll get $9.01 worth of Bitcoin. So that's how the fees work with Coinbase.
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind with Bitcoin is when you do make a purchase of Bitcoin, sometimes it can take up to 30 minutes for the network to go ahead and verify the transaction. So that's just something you got to keep in mind when working with cryptocurrencies. Certain other cryptocurrencies, such as Ethereum, have a much faster time. So buying into cryptocurrency, you could also buy Ethereum. Maybe your wait time's 10 minutes. So just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and sometimes it happens when you with buying crypto in general. When you put in the transaction, it will take a little bit. Just give it a few. It looks like the money was charged and then you don't have any yet. You just take a deep breath and wait for it to come in, and it will come in as long as you did it correctly. So I'm gonna leave here, and then once you have your cryptocurrency, then you could send it out to other digital wallets. Let's go over digital wallets real quick and what they are exactly. So a digital wallet is a long crypto or a long character string that identifies your crypto wallet. So all you need to transfer crypto to somebody else's wallet is their character string as well for that particular coin.
Yeah, a good way to look at it is like Venmo or Cash App. Like, you have to know someone's username to be able to send them money, so it's kind of the same thing. But in this case, it's very long. It's 13 plus characters. So you want to make sure you're copying and pasting it. If you type it out, you might mistype a character, and if you do that, your money's gone.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful with how you send and receive.
Yeah. So let's get into that. You would just click this send and receive button, and this window pops up. So let's say you want to send $10 worth of Bitcoin. You put the address in here. I don't have any available that I could send right now, so that's why it's at 0. I won't be able to do it, but here we go. So you could select Bitcoin and put the wallet address. Now keep in mind that when you do, your wallet address is unique to the coin that you're sending as well. So you want to make sure if you're going to send it to your MetaMask or another crypto wallet that you're putting the right address in there.
Yeah, so Bitcoin to Bitcoin, Ethereum to Ethereum.
Yeah.
You can't send Bitcoin to an Ethereum wallet. That will not work.
Yeah.
So you just have to be very careful with that.
Yeah, your money will be like lost in cyberspace somewhere. So that's pretty much what you can do in Coinbase. Now you can also create an account. I don't have it up here, but BlockFi. BlockFi, if you want to hold some crypto for a long period of time, they'll give you interest on that. We do have an affiliate link below if you want to click on that and set up a BlockFi account. We're not going to go over that in this video, maybe in future videos though. The next thing to do is download MetaMask. And why would you want to download MetaMask? MetaMask is a crypto wallet for your browser. It actually turns your browser into a crypto wallet. It's great for Ethereum, which is the cryptocurrency that you can buy and sell NFTs with, and that's what we're going to go over today. How to create an NFT brand and how to buy and sell and create NFTs.
Yeah, another nice thing about MetaMask is with these sites that you set up your NFTs with, MetaMask is automatically recognized if it's on your browser.
Yes.
So it will automatically sign you in and let you transact money. But while you're signed in, that's your portfolio. That's your account for where your NFTs are owned. It's assigned to your wallet. So
correct. That's a good point, and we'll follow up with that when we get into the actual markets that use this. But for now, if you go to metamask.io and you just click this download button, it will download as a browser extension. So once that downloads, you come up here to your browser window and you can pin it here, so they'll always be here like I have mine here. When you click on it, then you'll have access to your MetaMask, so your MetaMask account will pop up. So that's what MetaMask is, and the reason that we recommend MetaMask is because right now, currently, that most applications accept MetaMask when you're taking your crypto from application to application.
Yeah, so when you're using MetaMask, you're going to need to send your Ethereum from. Can you do Bitcoin as well in MetaMask, or is it just Ethereum?
I don't know. I usually just use it for
token.
Ethereum. I think you could use a token. Let's see, a token if they have BTC on here. They have wrapped BTC, which is a version of Bitcoin. It's a little bit different, but mainly people use this for Ethereum.
So yeah, with Coinbase, you're going to want to buy Ethereum and send that over to your MetaMask, basically loading the account for the fees you're going to need to pay to create your NFT.
Yes. This is all on the Ethereum network. So, and you could actually do test transactions in here. If you take it off Ethereum mainnet, you could go on the test network and do test transactions. This is mainly for developers, but that's that as well. So yeah, you could create all different types of tokens, and we'll get into that a little bit later, which each token is and why they're different within Ethereum. So moving on to Rarible. So if you go to Rarible.com, it will bring up the Rarible Marketplace. So what Rarible is a marketplace where you can not only buy and sell NFTs, but you can create them as well. So we're going to get into that. And the homepage, you may see these accounts up top. These are obviously the top sellers in the day, but Rarible does verify accounts, and when they do, they give them this yellow check mark, and that is. Just be careful with this, because some accounts, they actually try to put the check mark inside of their profile picture. So you want to make sure that it's an actual verified account. And you can see the yellow check mark usually goes outside of the profile picture. I did see one with like Elon Musk, and it had the yellow check inside of it. I'm like, that's not the real Elon Musk. So yeah, and you can browse all sorts of different NFTs. Now, getting into creating an NFT, Rarible makes it super simple. You do have to connect your MetaMask wallet to Rarible. So you mentioned this before, and I think this is a great time to point it out, that you have to think, most of the time when you sign up for a application, a web application, you go through a sign up process where you put in your email address and username, password, all that good stuff. So it's similar in Rarible and OpenSea, but the only difference is the back end of these sites are actually the blockchain itself, the Ethereum blockchain. So if you do update your profile, it does have to go through the blockchain. So you will be required to sign confirmations through MetaMask through Ethereum, and that's why MetaMask is so important. There are other wallets that you could connect to, but we're going to just show you MetaMask.
Yeah, so in regards to like NFT marketplaces, Rarible and other ones like OpenSea, if you post an NFT in one of them, it's going to be in all of them.
Yeah.
But the thing about the different marketplaces is they have different pricing structures for creating an NFT or selling an NFT or reselling an NFT. So if you're looking to create like a commission situation where you sell a piece of artwork and then it's resold by, your followers or etc., and you want to capture 10%, 20%, Rarible allows that, whereas other marketplaces may not have that as an option.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into that right away. If you come up here and hit the create button, you could create two different types of NFTs. And we'll go over both of these and I'll show you the differences. So it says single or multiple. These are actually different types of tokens on Ether. So I'm going to click on the single, and the single is actually the ERC 721 token. So that's what you're creating. Now the standard ERC 721 token is an older format. It was kind of like the original, one of the original formats. And what an ERC 721 token that you'll be creating here, what that means is you could just create a unique item. So how it works is that you pretty much fill out this form, but what it does in the back end is it creates code in a programming language called Solidity, and that code gets uploaded to the blockchain. That code is the format of that code is called the ERC 721 token. So that's what that means. So in this, you could obviously create your own token here and follow these instructions. Now the difference between the ERC 721 and the other one, I'm going to go back now and show you. I'm going to hit multiple here. So if I hit multiple, you'll notice instead of the ERC 721, it has the ERC 1155. This is the more updated version, and you can create single NFTs with it, but you can also create multiple ones, and it gives you this new option. This option wasn't the other one, so now you could create 100 of the same token, or if you want to do one, you still can, but it's an updated format, and that's why you have these two different options.
Yeah, it's basically the difference between you could create the Mona Lisa, which is a one of one with the either or you could create like a Pokemon cards where there's one of 100 or one of 1,000, so you can create varying case studies of rarity for what you're trying to sell.
Absolutely. So all it is you choose a file. This can be the high quality image. Doesn't have to be though. It could be a good quality that's going to be for the preview. And then you could put it on sale. You don't have to put it on sale. You could just create an NFT. It does, on Rarible, in order to create the token, it's called minting. In order to mint a token, it will cost you what's called gas fees. And we're getting into gas fees too. And what gas fees are literally you have to pay everybody that's running the Ethereum network. They're all running these computers that are processing all this information. You have to pay them in order for your transaction to go through. So that's what gas fees are at a really basic level. And they could get really high in price. And later on we'll show how to understand what your gas fees are. But keep in mind that as a general rule of thumb, gas fees are high usually during the business days, Monday through Friday. That's what I've noticed, that gas fees are super high, midday through the days. And then they're not as high, off times, usually at night, usually 4 a.m. or something like that. You can go on there and get lower gas fees. So keep in mind that timing does play a role when you're minting or doing anything that costs gas fees on the Ethereum blockchain. So you can either put on sale or you're not. I'm gonna just have that put on sale, and then it asks you, do you want an instant sale price? Like if somebody buys you wants to buy it for 1 ether, today what is it? I think ether just bumped up to like $2,400 a token. So 1 ether, someone wanted to buy it for that that shows you right here, 23.27. Now there is a service fee that Rarible takes, and this is obviously the service fee for them to have created this marketplace for us to use it. So I don't have any problem with that. And this is how much you'll receive if someone buys it for 1 ether. You'll actually receive 0.975 ether. Unlock once purchased. I really like this feature. Now, this is where we'll be getting into why it's important to have a website for your NFTs. Because if you have a website for your NFTs, you're always in control of what this is. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I made a mistake when I first did this, that I put a Dropbox link into it. So whoever buys, what this means, unlock once purchase, is whoever has the current ownership of this token, they could actually download what's in here. And this could be a password. It could be a link to a website that gives you a username and password, or it could just be a unique link that they give you.
So for example, like let's say you're an artist and you have a canvas you want to sell. So you create an NTF of this canvas, and then you have a link to your website where it has so they bought your canvas, and now they have this link and they can go to your website and type in a code, and that code then gives them access to a contact form where they can put in their shipping address or whatever you want to collect from them, and then you can ship them their canvas.
Yeah, absolutely. So you could put this, whatever you want, this secret information in here, and only the current owner will be able to unlock it. And so I did Dropbox at first, and then I realized, well, what if Dropbox changes like their link structure? So then that kind of negates this code. So instead, what I recommend is having your own link to a website where people can, you can have a page per token, per unique token, and then you can unlock it here. You could give them, you could actually literally, if you're using like software like WordPress, you can give them a username and password, and then using software management tools within WordPress, so when that logs in, they don't get full access to your site, but they get access to maybe a hidden page in your website. One thing I do want to point out before we keep going is Spencer and I both, we are web developers. That's what we do full time for a living. So if you need a website that has this functionality, definitely please reach out to us. We have our contact information below. You can go to our website, positioningwealth.com. and then there's a contact page where you could email us from there. We'll have more ways for you guys to contact us, including on social media as well. So please reach out to us if you do need that service. Moving on. So again, now we can create our own token. So how this works is you can create your token on, so Rarible has their own RARI, which this is their own ERC115 token, and you could create it on their collectible, or you could create your own collection. It does cost more in gas fees if you want to create your own collection, or if you just want to put it on Rarible's collection. Now that doesn't make any difference when you're trying to buy and sell, you know. So think of it this way, like if you're opening up your own store, NFT store, you probably want to buy your own token first and then create individual NFTs under that token. So if you create your own token, you'll see another option here that will pop up that will have your token. So,
yeah, and that's a substantial investment. That can run a few $1,000s to create your own.
Yeah. So if you do want to do that, you put in the required information. You could create what your token is going to look like, with the display name, the symbol, and you could really make it anything you want, but you probably wouldn't want to make it like a symbol that already exists. You know, you want to create your own. And I think it's up to 4 characters, I want to say. And then you have your description, and you would have, and it gives you your own Rarible URL if you want to do that, which is really cool. So then you hit create collection, and then your collection would show up here. But you could just do it if you don't have that much money to start with. You could just do a Rarible token and then go from there. The name is really just what is your item. You could describe your item. I'll show you what all this is on a completed one at the end of this. Or I'm sorry, what the name is, the name of your NFT, and then here's the description of your NFT. Royalties, this is super important. This is, on the first transaction, you're obviously going to get, you know, the entire transaction amount minus the 2.5% that Rarible does collect. But say for transaction after the first transaction, for resales, this is going to be put in the blockchain. So this information is going to be stored on your NFT that says, hey, every time my NFT is sold to somebody else, I will get this percentage of that transaction. Super important, because let's say your NFT is on fire and it gets bought and sold to many different people. As it goes up in price, you're going to get that percentage. So a lot of people start with 10. Some people want to do 20, 25, 30. It's really up to you. You can put any percentage amount. Obviously, the buyers and sellers are going to look at this. This is public information that on your NFT, so it sees how much royalties that you're going to get back. We already talked about this, but number of copies, if you want to make 1 or 100, keep in mind the more the copies you make, some people, you can put 1 million if you want. You know, the more copies that you make of your coin, though, you know, maybe the less valuable it becomes. So you just want to keep that in mind. If you make a 1 of 1, you could definitely do that. And then what's really cool is you could add individual properties. Like I like to add, if I do a format, what format the purchased one comes in. So you could do format, and then I like to do something like this where maybe it's a JPEG or a PNG. So those are the types of formats it comes. You could do, you know, size of your NFT. So maybe it's the largest version is in 6K. So you're doing like 6K by, I don't know, 3,000. I don't know. I'm just guessing there, but you can do the size of it with the size of it. So you can keep going and add a lot of these properties in there. I think it's really cool also to put the date. You know, our date created. And then today's date, here's today's date here, so in case you're watching this in the future. Year, month, day, right there. So that it always stays with this. Now this information is, they use the term immutable a lot. What immutable means is it's uneditable. You cannot edit it in any way once you create this token. So this will stick on the token. So once you fill this information out, you really want to double check to make sure that everything is correct. All right, so now we're going to get into how are the NFT that we created, the little NFT brand that we created, and how we got people like Mark Cuban and Beeple to own it, and then how we got our first sale on an NFT as well. So this is like a little known fact that I don't think a lot of people know right now. So I think this is really awesome. And I'm gonna go to my profile, and actually it's right here. So this is the brand that we made. It's called NFTTradeMe.io. We may be expanding on this brand in the future. So this is my little store, and you can see that I created this NFT right here. I created 100 of them, and all it is a desktop background. I'm gonna click on it, and it shows you, I created this myself from various stock images that I purchased for this purpose. And this is the preview image. This is not what the owner will get. The owner will get a high quality, actually desktop version. It's in 6K. That's why it's a 6K background image. This was the title of it, New Era. You can put emojis in your titles, so that kind of make it stand out a little bit. So I put a rocket ship there. And I did add a little bit of details, but I'll show you that in a second. This was the description I did. Notice that you can put links in the description, so if you want to link it back to your website. And then it shows 10% of sales will go to the creator of this. And then here, if we look at the owners, this is the real cool part. Mark Cuban actually owns one of these, and Beeple owns another one. Well, how do they own them? Well, they didn't go on my site and buy them or anything like that. I literally gave it to their crypto account. So that's a little known fact. If you can go to anybody's account and you can give them an NFT. It does cost money to do this. When I did, I think it cost about $10. It's not much though, compared to how much it costs to like mint an NFT. So if you think it's worth it to, spend $10 to give, verified accounts your NFTs, do it. And once that happened, then people saw, because if you go to Mark Cuban's now profile, it shows you all the NFTs that were given to him. So people saw that he owned one of my NFTs, and then they thought there was value in that. And then so somebody else bought my NFT. It was only for like $2. It was a little bit of my money. But not only do they get my NFT, but they get a background image that they could put on their background. So I'll show you that right here. So there it is. There's the full 6K version of the NFT that is cool. There's the Bitcoin and the Ethereum in my New Era artwork here. So going back to this, so now because I'm an owner, it has this link to get the unlockable content. It also shows you the history of this NFT, who owns it currently. There's other people that own it. And then the details of it, the dimensions, the format, the created date, and my website. You could also put website information as there as well. And then if there's any bids will show up on here. So wonderful. And you can, is there anything you want to add about this? Here's the price of currently how much each one is selling for. But let's say you wanted to buy the one that Mark Cuban owned. That could go off for a lot. Another thing, a really cool thing about giving it to somebody else is they could destroy it. They could what's called burn a token, which it doesn't matter if they do, because the less tokens you have, if you make 100 of them, if there's less, then they're more valuable, right?
I just think there's some interesting applications in which this could be used in. Like if you're trying to do a game show with a bunch of YouTubers, you could create 100 tokens, and then you could give them out and say, like, if you got a token, it's like the magic ticket, and now you're in the game show. So
and I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of applications out there that people are going to use in the future. But that's an interesting thing that not too many people know about. So I just want to point that out. And even if Mark Cuban or Beeple were to sell it, the NFT, my NFT that they had, then it would make all my other NFTs probably go up in value. Maybe not. I don't know. But
and you would get a percent cut of that too.
Yeah, and then as it gets resold, then I get that 10% return for each one that is sold. So there's obviously, this is again the wild wild west right now. This is the absolute beginning of crypto and everything. Who knows? Like maybe there's going to be Ethereum may not exist, and there could be another service that comes out that has this. But one of the reasons why I am invested in Ethereum, and it's because I see that there's so much use with the application of the cryptocurrency. It's not just like what Bitcoin is, where you just pretty much buy and hold it, and there's not much to do with
just
with
a
the
store of
currency.
value.
Yeah, and the reason why it's called NFT, it means non-fungible token. Those tokens are the ERC 721 that we went over and the ERC 115 token. Those are distinctly on the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum does have fungible tokens. That's the ERC 20 type tokens that you can also create on your own. And those are fungible, meaning each one of those is equal to them, where non-fungible means each one is not equal to them. So obviously the NFT that I gave Beeple could be worth more than the NFT that I own currently. So that's why they're not, the term non-fungible comes into play. So yeah, and then also this Rarible is just one site. Now Rarible has this percentage of sales that goes back to the creator. OpenSea is also another marketplace where you could create NFTs. You just come up here and hit create once you attach your crypto wallet, and yeah, so you could create NFTs as well. Here's my NFT Trade Me account with OpenSea, and as you can see, I actually bought somebody else's NFT. And that's this one. I have a one of one of a phone image. It's called New Beginnings, similar to New Era. It has the Bitcoin and the planet and the Ethereum there. But mainly, the biggest difference I see with OpenSea is you could create NFTs for free. It's a lot easier to create NFTs for free. That's I did with this one. But you can't add the royalty percentage yet. At least I couldn't find that. It says you can in the documentation, but I couldn't find actually how to do that. Maybe if someone did and want to post that in the comments below and show us, because again, everybody's learning. This is brand new to everybody. That is there, and that's one of the main differences I saw from OpenSea. So I think we're just going to wrap this video up now. I think this is a good starting point. If you definitely have questions, there could have been stuff that we maybe overmissed, definitely reach out to us. You go to our website, which is positioningwealth.com. Definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel here. We're going to be creating videos. We have it on schedules. We're going to be creating great videos about wealth, about everything in that space where we're basically, we're just here. We're entrepreneurs ourselves. We create WordPress websites for a living. We do a lot of different types of IT work as well. But this is all we do. So thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate that. If you liked this video and want more, definitely hit subscribe and hit likes. And yeah.
Yeah, and thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.